Welcome to another episode of the Everyman Show. I am John Everyman, here doing some sort of shopping network. We're selling that for real. At the end of the show, we'll see how much we sold your
Get your fucking paws off my water bottle, John.
Starting at $49.99. For an extra $2 less, Jack will sign it. Guys, it is an excellent special episode today. It is another episode of our Women's Month celebration. We are continuing our celebration. It has been great. We kicked it off already with my dear friend over here on the other side of me, Tammy. How are you, Tammy?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah. You look great. Like, is every episode you're just gonna outdo the last episode and just keep doing something more amazing for us? Watch out! I brought Jack this week.
I
do have great hair.
Your hair looks great. I needed someone to kind of challenge you.
I channeled him.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
I respect your flow.
Yeah. Right. Listen, I had a great time last week. I'm glad that you're back. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you.
We didn't scare her away the last time. I think it's Yamari that makes everyone easy in here.
Wow.
Yamari.
Wow.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Yamari comes in with that mic, it kind of sounds like God is talking.
Don't do that.
Isn't it? Doesn't it?
Don't everybody agree.
It's the heaven voice of the show.
You know, he's got a very. This is how I hope God sounds. You know.
Wow.
When I'm at the pearly gates. I hope it's just Yamari's voice coming out.
You know what? I would be happy. I'd probably be like a little more like calm and relaxed if Yamari was guiding
I'm gonna
us.
say, Yamari, you're a really nice guy and everything, but I'm gonna stick with Morgan Freeman. Thank you.
That's what I was
pretty
gonna.
good.
Morgan Freeman's my inspiration.
Yeah,
if
like-
anything.
He could play young God in like
Young God.
in like a
Son of God.
spin-off of Bruce Almighty.
Wasn't Morgan Freeman like in Shawshank Redemption?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was.
There
Yes,
you
he
go.
was.
You should do like when they
I'm Morgan
reboot that
Freeman.
movie. I'm gonna like suggest to the casting director to like check you out.
I appreciate that.
That's really spot on. Like Morgan Freeman over here. I'm getting Morgan Freeman vibes for sure. I love it. Yamari, thank you for being here.
I do what I can.
Definitely the polar opposite of a Walter.
Yeah.
You know it.
Walter.
There
Shout
it
out
is.
to Walter.
Yeah, so here's the thing about this podcast. John really fucking doesn't like this guy Walter.
Oh wow. What did Walter ever do?
I
to
met
you?
him. I get it.
Be
but
born.
John's
What
a
happened?
little too.
He was born?
Born,
Be born.
yeah.
Are we gonna do the therapy right now? What happened?
No.
What happened?
I mean-
with Walter? Nah. He said no.
The problem is that one day I met him and we continued talking and years have flown by and it's just been worse.
Oh no.
That's just
All right, then yeah, just cut Walter out your life.
Exactly. I tried, but he just keeps finding a way back in. Son of a bitch shows up in my house in the morning. I
Does he
want to cut
listen
him.
to this podcast?
I hope so that I can say this
He
part.
actively
Fuck
produces
you, Walter.
this podcast. Like,
Fuck you.
Walter, I
I
don't
feel
think that
better.
friendship's working out, bro.
Nah, I feel better. You know, ever since Yamari's been here, I've been less and less wanting to say, fuck you, Walter. But, you know, it's getting there. Jack,
hey,
how are you, man?
I'm good. You know,
I haven't seen you in a while.
I've been dicking around. You know.
Obviously, not
Yeah.
being around here for sure.
No, I
That
know.
dicking has taken you away from here. That's what
Taken-
that has.
Token.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, it's been busy. I'm a very sought after individual for comedy shows and stuff. You know, I moved. I don't. Yeah.
I know. So what are you out of the Surfside area?
Yeah, I
You're
live in North
moving?
Miami now.
You did. Oh my God. Hey, listen. You better
Sad
toughen up.
It's nice. I live on the water. It's cool. There's a manatee today. It was
Yeah.
dope.
Listen. There's a nice North Miami side and there's a mean North Miami side, and usually separated by like a block and a half. So if you just walk a block and a half enough, you're gonna end up in the side that you need to toughen up. You know, you might have to put the hair in the bun.
Yeah.
Might wanna keep it. You know, use the left and the right eye peripherals just to make sure no one's creeping up on you.
I'll do my best.
Yeah. Sitting here with us today is a guest helping us again celebrate Women's Month. My first time getting to meet our next guest. I have not had a chance to meet her. And just off the personality in the last few minutes, I feel like I'm regretting not have meeting her prior
I like
to
make your
this.
own words. That's
But this was great. You know, I get to sometimes meet people that I have the slightest of clues of what they've been able to do with their careers, and I think it's more fun for me, you know, because it's just we're about to dive into an exploration, you know, of a person that I don't know about, and you seem like an interesting character
wow.
already. I love it. Jack identified the belt, but the shirt looks fun too.
Thank you.
I feel like we're a tie-dye
Did you
gang.
peep the earrings though?
Oh.
Earrings.
She got, oh yes.
Did you
Got
peep the
little-
Converse?
I got the
What?
little ghosty
And the
ghost.
cons?
Cool. Yo,
Like
my
there's
whole
a
outfit,
whole
thank you
situation
guys.
going on here.
Wow, Thank you guys.
But yes, I'm excited about this today. It's again my first time getting to meet this guest. She's a comedian. I would like to identify you as other things, but I can't because we will discover that here in a second.
We're gonna
But
unveil.
we're gonna unveil
who
some
I
of your
am.
other
The
talents.
truth
I
about
like it.
Connie Fernandez tax fraud.
If you ever wanted to learn, here it is now.
Fucking Connie Fernandez, accountant to the stars. But sitting with us, guys, is a comedian. Yes, she is my first time meeting you here, but sitting with us, and he mentioned her name, Connie Fernandez. Yay. Yes. Connie, finally, we take forever with our intros, or at least I do. I take at least a solid 25 minutes.
Over-the-top introduction.
Well, I got thrown off by
My
that guy
name
thinking that we were
already.
literally in an art gallery.
I wasn't sure what was happening. Oh yeah, that guy thought we were in an art gallery. Then his mom called. There was a lot of distractions.
Yeah, don't listen,
There was a
but
lot of
that,
distractions.
but that's called warming up. We gotta throw things at you that are unexpected, just in case as the interview goes, something happens
We're
in
ready
here.
for
You're
it?
prepared.
No, two things already
We're staying
happened. We're ready.
focused.
Let's keep going.
Right, and we stay focused in the game. But again, Connie, thank you.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you
no
seriously.
problem. This is fun so far.
Where are you from?
Okay. You mean like literally, like where was I born and raised? Like,
Born and raised. That is exactly correct.
All right. Well, I'm a Florida girl from start to finish. So I was born in Broward General Hospital, to be specific, and I was raised in Broward County in Sunrise, Florida.
Oh, you're a Sunrise girl.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Let me tell you, man, Sunrise is the most interesting area if
Oh.
you've ever been to.
That's a really like you're overshooting, but thank you.
Well, it's interesting in the sense for me that it's kind of like North Miami for Jack. In Sunrise, if you take that wrong turn, you're going to be in an area of Sunrise that you probably don't wish you'd want to be in.
Yeah, you want to be in Sunrise, not the part that's Gunrise. That's
Right.
rough.
Oh, is that what they call it? Gunrise?
Yeah.
That is a
Yeah.
great name for that
fun.
because it fits the bill.
Oh, you grow up in Sunrise, you learn all the ways to
That's
call
fun.
it. There's Gunrise, Scumrise,
Scumrise.
all kinds of.
I feel bad. I was gonna call
Yeah.
it Sunset.
Sunset.
No,
There's
Sunset is
okay,
one.
My favorite intersection in all of Florida is in Sunrise, Florida, and it's the intersection of Sunrise Boulevard and Sunset Strip.
Oh.
Sunrise and Sunset. There's an intersection of
Oh.
Sunrise and
You
Sunset.
imagine if you had like an Uber had to
Sorry,
pick
I'm
someone
a-
up over there?
Just-
No, but that sounds like a
That
real
was
conundrum.
very Zoe Deschanel of you.
Really? Oh man.
Listen, if I was at an Uber stop and I hear, hey, I need to picked up. Where you at, man? Where's it cross intersection? Sunrise and Sunset.
Take me to
Right?
the intersection.
That's what I'm saying.
Sunrise
Yo,
and Sunset.
thank you.
Meet me at
It's a
Sunrise
movie-
and
It's a
Sunset.
movie
Yeah,
shit. The
it's
intersection
definitely,
of Sunrise and
yeah.
Sunset. Yo, come on, man.
It sounds like some shit the
Very
Riddler
anime,
would write
even,
to
I
you.
would say it's. Thank you.
Yeah.
First you were a bitch about it. Thank you. I appreciate.
I was kind of a bitch about
Thank
it.
you. I appreciate you going back and understanding.
But Sunrise, okay, so you're in
That's where
those
I grew
parts.
up.
What was
No,
life?
I was. That's where I grew up. Yeah.
Okay, so what was life like for you there growing up? Did you like it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I didn't know anything else. I was a child, so.
Well, yeah, obviously, as a child, we just know how to have fun, right?
Yeah.
But how long did you live in Sunrise?
Oh my gosh, I lived in Sunrise all the way till I was like 18. and
Okay, so
all of
you
it.
so you
All
you
the
were
raising.
so there you go. So you were
Yeah.
practically raised there.
Yeah.
Well, do you feel like being in Sunrise is it special to you? Is it different? Do you feel like Sunrise sticks out opposed to other areas out here in South Florida? Because you know Miami's Miami, but when you start depicting areas, some areas are more special than others. You know what I mean? Whether you're looking at it from a good perspective or a bad perspective. What's your perspective on Sunrise?
I'm gonna say that Sunrise's biggest claim to fame is that it has the Sawgrass Mills Mall,
I love Sawgrass.
which is the second largest mall in America.
Pretty good mall.
Hell yeah.
And that's it. That's what I
Yeah,
say
because
about
Sunrise before- let me
Like,
tell you, man,
that's its best feat.
But Sunrise was normally before the mall. It was more like a sleepy town, right? It was one of those
yeah,
more
it didn't
quiet
really
areas.
have much going on. That's what I'm saying. It's like where old people go to retire. Like it's fine.
What were you like growing up?
I was a theater kid. I was like a drama kid.
You were the drama kid?
Yeah, so I was, a little bit to myself, but then if you give me like 5 minutes of attention, I was like, hello, how are you? Hello. Yeah.
So growing up, did you always have this attraction for acting and just comedy and stuff?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, I always watched like a lot of old school movies with my grandmother growing up.
Okay.
And like I would watch like really beautiful old school stuff like with her all the time. And I grew up on like Some Like It Hot, Sunset Boulevard, and like old school stuff that was like full of fabulous.
So you were watching like a
fabulosity.
Streetcar Named Desire.
Desire. But then we would watch everything, and then it got into like we watched the Carol Burnett show and the Lucille Ball show. Like,
Oh my
all
God!
the
Listen,
time.
I want to hang out with your grandmother right now.
Oh yeah, she's awesome. My
Okay.
grandmother was awesome. She used to show me everything.
She had an excellent selection of TV to show you.
Yeah.
Okay, because
everything.
Carol Burnett, I mean,
Fantastic.
I was young as shit, but if you ever saw Carol Burnett growing up,
Amazing.
she was
Hilarious, an
fucking,
icon.
yeah, she was ahead of her time with comedy, man.
Thank you.
She was
Thank
fucking
you.
hilarious.
Hilarious.
There
yeah.
wasn't a skit, a word that woman couldn't utter
She was-
that you
yeah.
weren't laughing your ass off. And mind you, they had a couple other people because Joan Rivers was out around that time.
Joan Rivers is like even before. Joan Rivers is an icon and a goddess.
Right,
But I
right.
had-
She
I
was
had discovered that
established.
later.
And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, that you had your names out there already established. But man, Carol Burnett, when she came on,
Just hilarious.
yo,
yeah.
oh my
I wish I
God.
knew who you guys were talking about.
Carol Burnett. Do you know who she is? No.
I know Joan
She
Rivers.
Carol Burnett had a variety show of her own, almost like her own sketch. She had her own sketch
Yeah,
show.
picture
her
like a
own-
Saturday
like
Night
SNL,
Live.
like her
Yeah.
own SNL,
Oh,
just
okay,
her
okay.
and her cast of like characters and friends. Before that was a thing, before too many people had that, and especially before any other woman had their own.
Yeah, and you're
sketch
talking
show.
about
So
a
she was
show.
doing sketch comedy before any other woman was prominent doing sketch comedy.
That's for
Like,
sure.
Yeah.
That is, and I'm telling you, she was spot on with it.
Yeah.
But she was somewhere, I'd say, let's say mid 80s, just to reference a little bit here. So this is kind of going ways back, which I'm surprised that your grandmother would do that, man. Hit you with some old school stuff that you would kind of
All
gravitate
kinds
to.
of stuff. Yeah, it was. Well, my grandmother's my mother's mother, and both of them always like. It was funny that the way my mom treated me and my little sister, we're 2 years apart. The way she treated us was like her homies, like her little friends. So she would be like, "Oh my God, you never seen this? I gotta show you this. Ridiculous. Can't believe you haven't seen it." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "You are literally
Like y'all are
raising
ripping
me.
bong watching
You
YouTube
are-
videos
yeah,
type
yeah,
shit.
like
Yeah.
showing her homies stuff that they hadn't seen." And I remember being at some points like, I haven't seen that because you're literally raising me. But okay, but all right. Like, but she always treated it like that. Like, you haven't seen this? I can't believe that.
You haven't seen Weekends at Bernie's?
Yeah, literally.
Man,
like,
like,
that. She
what
would
the
be like,
fuck are you
"What?
guys
You've never
missing
seen
out
that?
on?"
What are you doing with your life? And I'm like, "You told me not." Like, she would go and rent it from the library or buy it and make sure we saw it, and then be like, "Wasn't that hilarious? Didn't you love it?" And
You'd be like,
cool. It was
"Ah,"
That's
she'd be
dope,
like,
yeah.
"You whack, get out of here."
Yeah, sometimes I'd be like, "I don't know, I didn't get it," and she'd be like, "Whatever."
Like, talk to me about your family.
Yeah.
Did they inspire a little bit? Is everyone kind of comedy inspired? Because this sounds like you grew up in a fun house. It sounds like you hung out with some cool women, showing you nothing but some good comedy
Well, true,
footage
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
that's not bad.
But talk to me about that.
Well, okay, so one thing that's important to know about me, I guess, if we're going to move forward, is that I was homeschooled. So,
Wow.
yeah,
What?
Take it in. Shut up, Jack. Jack knows my whole life. Shut up.
I wanted to act shocked too.
Totally
I've
in
seen some of
every
her comedy
stand-up
bits,
that I do,
but I knew. So you were homeschooled what, majority of your life?
All of the grades, 1st through 12th.
Really?
Yeah.
So your mom was kind of like proactive and like forward thinking. She knew, like, she wanted to get you ready because she knew that there was a pandemic probably coming down somewhere in the 20s. She said,
that bitch
"I want to
couldn't
teach
afford
her."
private school, please.
So where did the emo kids come in?
The emo kids was when we would go to the mall, and I would be like, "Oh, look at these emo kids."
In the
Oh my
wild.
God.
Okay.
Emo kids in the wild, yeah. I would be
Okay.
like, "Oh my God." It was weird. I was coming out of my house. It was like sunlight. Like, oh my god.
She would walk by with her mom, and she's like,
Yeah.
Mother, what are these other children my size?
Connie used to talk British when she was little.
Right.
Little known fact.
Mary Poppins raised her when her mom wasn't looking.
No,
and
I
shit.
just definitely thought that like whatever you go through in public school, it looks rough. Like whatever's
Well,
going
so
on.
you know what?
Yeah,
Tell
it
us.
looks
Tell
tough.
us about your homeschool life. What was that like?
Well, yeah, it was just like me and my mom and my sister at home.
Was your mother the teacher?
My mom was the teacher.
Was she a cool teacher or a tough teacher?
She was pretty cool because she was pretty chill. I'm like, okay, I'm lucky. It worked out for me homeschooling because I'm very much like a type A person. Like I had all my, you know, what's the phrase? Nuts in a row? Is that a phrase?
No, ducks.
Ducks in a
Ducks in
row.
a
Ducks in a row.
Right. Right. That's fine.
Nuts in a row is when having
Don't
all
do
your
it.
nuts in a row
Don't
is
do
when
it.
you find out you don't have testicular cancer.
Oh.
And I also.
Or if one's longer than the other because they're no longer in a row anymore. You know, there's a little bit of unevenness.
All your nuts in a column.
Shout out to Women's Month. Happy Women's Month.
Happy Women's
there you
Month. Talking about testicles on the podcast.
That's
You know, this is the
exactly-
second time I've talked about testicles on the podcast, except this time I started it.
Yeah, there you go. But listen, so long as you're consistent, that's all that's important in here, Jack.
No, but it was fun. It was fun being homeschooled, like because I was always homeschooled. I didn't really know what I was missing out on, like what's the difference or whatever. I went to kindergarten, and I promise you, I remember kindergarten than anyone remembers kindergarten because it was like my only school experience. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
Yeah.
Homeschool's definitely better. It's way more chilling. I'm in pajamas the whole time. I'm eating
That's pretty
cereal.
great, yeah.
Yeah. I was a type A, so like
You ain't gotta
I
ride the
really-
bus home.
None of that. So like my mom really just would have to give me like the workbooks and tell me, hey, I need you to get through this many pages, this many chapters today. And if you're confused or you don't get it, let me know and we'll work on it together.
So let
But I
me-
pretty much would just do my own schoolwork.
So just out of curiosity here, you were homeschooled, so you
Yeah.
never skipped school.
Technically, no. It was terrible because even if we were sick, the teacher lives with you. She'd come over and she'd be like, "You're fine here."
Yeah,
I'm like-
so that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
like there was no way to dance
There was
around
no
cutting
real
school.
skipping school. Yeah.
Do you get weekends?
Yeah, we got weekends. Yeah, she did weekends.
You guys
She
have
was-
recess?
We did. Okay, we didn't have recess and we didn't have PE, but we had we had once a week PE, which was kind of like recess and PE.
You just got to go outside.
We got to we were
outside.
allowed outside once a week.
You know what it sounds like? I'm thinking like some sort of prison movie where they go outside and there's
Jesus, no.
weight sets and shit and they get released and they're
No.
just bench pressing.
No, weirder than that is that once a week there was a pastor. I think he was
A pastor?
He looked kind of like Jack, long blonde hair.
Uh-oh.
And
It might have been Jack's dad, so calm down.
Here's the weird part. I mean, he had no children of his
He
own.
had no children.
But he started a program for all of the homeschooled children of South Florida, and it was that every day of the week he goes to a different park, like public park in South Florida, and hosts like PE.
Okay.
For the homeschool children. So you go to whichever location is closer to you, but there was tons of homeschoolers. And we had like, you would buy a shirt and you'd wear the shirt. So we were all in the same shirt. It was the closest to being in a
Field
public
trip.
school I ever got. Yeah.
So
It
I was about to
like,
say,
yeah.
so when all the homeschool
we
kids
would
got
all come
together,
together and
Homeschoolers.
wear the shirt, and we felt like one of the normal folk. And
you know, but that's so unusual in a time where, because homeschooling right now is popular. You know, it's not
Is it?
uncommon.
No, it's just
well
'cause-
through the
'cause
pandemic.
quarantine. Yeah.
Right, through the pandemic, and that's what I'm
Homeschooling
saying.
is
that.
just
Yeah.
what's happening.
Yeah.
That's just what's. what
But
you
that's
have to do.
that's called popular. That's what's popular right now. You know, I'm not saying
I
popular
guess.
like everyone in the world does it, but popular in the sense that it's not unfamiliar to anyone.
I know. I'm not unique anymore, John. You don't rub it in.
Right,
Fine.
but you still are because you came from a time where you went to homeschooling, and no one else was doing that. Well, at least not too many.
Yeah.
So you were a very rare breed. I'm not gonna
Yes,
lie.
I know,
I
yeah.
fantasized being homeschooled. Like
It's pretty chilling, yeah.
my mother and my grandmother weren't believing in that. As you can see, my
It's
mom
hard
says I'm a
work,
shitty
though.
son. That's because she sent me to school every day.
See,
That's
it's
what it
hard work.
is.
Because, not everyone can be a perfect child.
I don't know.
about that. So you went through homeschooling. Where did the comedy come into play here? Or when did it come into play?
So I've always been in like theater since I was a little kid, and then after homeschool life, I went to college for theater. I went to college for acting at New World School of the Arts.
Okay, I was about to ask.
Yeah.
So, okay, shout out to them.
Shout out to New World. That's the reason I live in Miami now. I was like, oh, Miami's like Broward but better. Like, fantastic.
Right.
So just more stuff to do. All right.
Yeah.
And stayed here even after graduating college because I just loved it. And then I'd started branching out of the theater world and into other branches of performance art in different ways. There any way I could try to perform. And I was taking improv classes at Villain Theater at one point. Hello, Villain. Shout out to Villain Theater.
Jeff
And,
Quintana or something?
Quintana, he used to be
Quintana.
part of them. Yeah, no more. But now it's Peter Muir.
Oh,
It's all
never
Peter
mind,
Muir.
never
Yep,
mind.
no, yeah, he probably doesn't want that shout out. It's okay.
I wanted to be
Sure,
one
like
of
I
them.
was just shocked that Yamar even said something like,
No,
Jeff.
it used to be. I
Like,
think
what
it
the
used
fuck?
to be Jeff and Peter, and then I have no idea why.
Or maybe
they
he
went their
does his
separate
own
ways.
improv thing
I
now?
think so. Probably.
Okay.
I don't know.
I did it
them
once.
that well.
It
Jeff
was
seems
cool.
like a very nice man.
Jeff,
I
you
don't
my
know
dog,
him that well.
Jeff.
Yeah, I
Jeff.
just met him the other day. He's a very nice guy. But I think it's Peter Muir and Janelle Santos who run Villain now. I just took a few classes there just because I wanted to keep up. Like I had already done. I had finished theater college, New World, a few years ago, and I just wanted to keep other like new ways of finding how to perform and different stuff. So I tried the improv classes, and then they were offering at one point a how to do like a 5-minute set, how to create a 5-minute set for stand up. And I was like, oh,
Right.
I've never done stand up. That's another fun aspect of performance art that isn't singing. This is key. Your girl can't sing. So any aspect or way I can perform without singing. And I was like, oh, stand-up, that's the obvious one. How have I never
Right.
done that? And I tried the 5 minutes, and the first time I did 5 minutes in front of a crowd, super addicting, super hooked. So immediately after that, I turned into a stand-up comic.
So just to
instead
kind
a
of
theater
like
person.
put it together here. So you had just graduated from New World and you went through the theater.
No, it took a few years. It was a few years. It was like, let's see, it was like 4 years after New World.
Okay, so 4 years
Yeah,
after.
so I was feeling like I hadn't done as much theater. It was harder to make.
What
it
were
in
you doing
theater
at the
than I
time?
thought. I'm actually a voice actor. That's what I was doing. at the time. I
Oh,
was
you were doing some voiceover
acting.
work.
Yeah, I was doing voiceover work.
Nice.
And that was, again, like that was really fun, new way of performing, and I was just craving finding more
Newer avenues and
new
stuff.
avenues, things I had never tried, pushing myself, challenging myself to try something else, try another way of performing that I'd never tried. And
Right.
again, not singing. So I was like, okay.
but it's so usual. So because I hear you and it's amazing how you found a correlation to stand-up comedy through theater.
Yeah.
But was it someone you knew in the Villain Theater at the time, or is it just something
No,
you
I
found like
literally just was
was it just by chance that you found this?
No, I literally just like had. I guess I knew. I think Peter and Janelle through like we had done shows at the same venue a couple times.
Okay.
So I had met them there, and we'd never been in a show together, but I had met them, and I had heard that they had an improv place, and I just was craving doing some other form of
Form of
live
art, right.
performance.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, you know what? I'll take a few improv classes. Like I had already taken improv classes in my college courses, but it had been so long, and I wanted to perform live. And
Right.
do
You
something
you had
different.
that urge. You
Yeah.
you had that want.
Work that muscle, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so I went and took some classes with them, and it was great. And then they wanted to do the stand-up class. And I literally just did the one stand-up class, and then I was like, oh, this is it. I'm a stand-up comedian now. Thank you very much.
So you did one class and that was it for you.
That
Like,
was
yeah,
it.
that's it.
I
I'm
literally was
official.
immediately
Right.
turned. I was like, oh, goodbye theater. Thank you so much. You were great. Thank you for
That's
Hello,
it,
is
I'm
this the
moving.
improv?
yeah.
Hello, improv. I just finished my course.
I
I'm
just
ready
finished
for
my
you.
course. I'm ready now. Thank you.
So
Yeah, I was gonna ask
You
you,
know what I'm
do
saying?
you guys like classify you guys as like certain type of comedians? You get what I'm saying? Like I'm the
Ooh, I don't know.
I mean, like I
dry
def-
humor. Is that
Dry
is
humor is a
Yeah.
way of delivery. It's a
Oh,
way
okay,
of delivering
okay.
on stage. I am not a dry.
I'm real filthy.
Yeah,
dry.
raunchy comedian.
I'm not
Filthy?
dry. I would say we have a friend Amanda who's real dry. Shit, like there's certain people who are just they deliver
It's
things.
deadpan,
real
right?
Yeah,
deadpan.
Amanda's very deadpan.
Amanda's very deadpan.
Yeah.
There's some
I love
people
that.
who can deliver things like real deadpan, and it's in that deadpan delivery that you find the humor.
Yeah.
That is not me.
Are
Whatsoever.
are you a one-liner, or you like to tell stories?
I tell a whole fucking story. I can't
I like
tell.
stories.
I can't. It's a problem though. I probably should get my shit together as a comedian because I like.
You gotta shorten it up.
Because sometimes you only get 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
out here telling
Oh, yeah.
whole stories.
So you get like 3 stories.
Right,
Like
I
3
can only
jokes.
tell like 3
Yeah.
jokes, and a lot of comics, if you're able to write shorter jokes, you can get in a whole bunch of jokes.
You get a
in
lot more
shorter
bits in,
time. You
yeah.
get a lot more bits in, and I'm like this story ass bitch, so I can't get in more than.
I was
3
a story-ass
jokes.
By the,
Yeah.
by the time you hit the punchline, you spent like 20 minutes
No,
setting
it's
up
good.
where you were
Listen,
getting to.
I,
You know?
I get my gigs, I get paid, I do all right, but like, I do tell the whole story. You're with me for the story, but it
Yeah.
means that I can tell less jokes in a period of time.
But the payoff is bigger.
the payoff is bigger though. Thank
It
you.
is. It is. That's how I got started. I don't really do that shit anymore.
That shit hurt.
Don't say. Sorry,
No,
that's
it's fine.
harsher than I meant it to
gonna
come
cry
off.
I don't do that
myself to sleep.
crap.
But no, literally,
Garbage.
like my first few sets that I wrote when I started doing comedy were all like stories, like funny stories that I had that I could like weave jokes into, and I think
Yeah.
it was a really good way to write shit. Like the only reason I write like just bits now is just to, like, because I don't really write like full new sets anymore. Very rarely. Like I usually just will like introduce a new bit into my already existing
Yeah.
catalog,
that's how
and
you-
if that
that's how you
works,
gotta
it
do it.
becomes a starting joke. You know, I've got my 6th man joke.
You got to
You
do
know?
it like that, though. It's
Yeah.
very important that
I've got
you
my 3rd string joke that doesn't really work anymore, but
that's
if
the
if
move.
I need it in a
I
pinch.
agree. I think it's important to just
Yeah.
keep writing like jokes as they come to you, but like a new joke. Don't worry about like a whole new
Yeah.
set, like a whole new this many minutes. Like that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Well, I
Just
always
add
feel
new
like it's
jokes.
I always feel like it's good to start with a joke that you're confident in, that you know works like every time, and then once you have the audience, you can
Then
sort
you
of
try something
work on
new.
the stuff that you that
Yeah.
you're not that you're still feeling out.
I agree.
You know.
That is the order of events.
What goals do you have set for yourself here professionally as a comedian or as a theater actor? What are the goals?
I enjoy entertaining. I enjoy performing. So to just keep finding new ways of doing it, challenging myself, and hopefully entertaining people. Hopefully, and everybody, you know.
Do you want to find yourself back in theater eventually? Do you want to find yourself maybe doing TV,
Yeah,
film,
I think,
radio?
the thing I haven't done yet is write my own show. So I think.
What do you mean write your own show, like
some
a
kind
theater?
Of, who knows? A combination of like a theater and stand-up.
Yeah, variety
Like a
show.
Bo
Variety
Burnham.
show,
joint.
like a variety show.
Okay.
kind
Oh
of
my
thing.
God, listen, man, if you need strange guy walking by set number 2, I am so there.
Got you.
That is me.
All right.
Like, I am typecasted all the
That's a
time.
specific request. I can do that.
Yeah, like stranger walking by number 2, that's
got
me.
you.
That's all me.
I gotta cast number 1. There's gonna be casting.
I'm waiting for the guests that I have to ask for goals and they say, I just want to be a famous extra.
That's me. I think that's you. I think that's welcome to the John Everyman
That could be
podcast.
you,
Where it's like, oh,
That might be my
I
kindred
think that's
spirit at
it.
that point. I'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah, man, me and you both.
He's
I'm
just a
dying
number
for
2
that.
looking for his number 1. You know.
Tune in for John Month, where we just interview John
Where
4
we
weeks
just
in a
interview
row.
people to be the number 1.
That is not a
screen
terrible
name all
idea.
the
I'll
time.
just bring back all my guests and be like, now you ask me
Yeah,
questions.
literally.
You're dying for that episode. All right. Let's
Oh
do
yeah,
it.
don't worry about it. Season 5 is going to be filled with even weirder shit.
John, what do you have to say about the allegations?
First of all, I got to look up a dictionary to see what allegations mean. Just give me a minute.
You're
Yeah, I know. That's the best way to say that. You're.
All right.
Connie, thank you so much for doing this for us. Thank you
you.
for being patient and going through this episode with us. This was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Connie's been here for 10 years.
Yes, of course.
Roughly.
But the way that timeline works in all these
A lot,
episodes,
a lot more stoned than I was
the
before.
time
Yeah,
bureau's
same.
coming to get
We
us.
lost
So,
And I was pretty stoned when I got here.
Yeah.
so Jack, listen, man. Spoiler alert: the time bureau's coming to get us at the end of this season.
The what?
The Time Bureau.
Time Bureau? Oh,
Yeah.
you're doing some Loki stuff.
Loki.
Still,
Yeah,
still
sounded
still
Loki.
hashing out some Loki.
That means I
here.
get to meet Owen Wilson, the voice
Right,
of popular race car Lightning McQueen.
Wow.
That's pretty sick. Wow.
Wow.
Connie, where can people check you out? Where can people see some of your shows? Like, give us some info here.
Oh my gosh. Well, I do shows all over. I mean, I don't know when, should I say upcoming shows that are soon?
Well, we don't know when these
General.
shows
Yeah, we
get
don't know
released
when this gets
anymore, but
released.
just where can
Instagram.
people typically find you and check?
Instagram.
Yeah, check my Instagram. I'm always posting the shows that I have coming up. Shout out to Gold Coast Comedy. I am part of the Gold Coast Comedy Tour, and we're touring all of Florida.
Nice.
So, yeah, we are trying to hit a city near you at all
Okay.
times. So go check out, I'm at Conniesaurus, ConnieSaurus, Conniesaurus like a dinosaur, not like sore ass.
Oh.
Yeah,
Conniesaurus.
Connoissaurus there. You pick up on that one.
And then at Gold Coast Comedy is the tour and all the shows that we do together as a tour. So,
Connie, that is awesome. Did you have a good time?
yes, this was fun. Thank
Yeah?
you. Yeah.
You are invited to come back anytime.
Oh, wow, thank
this
you.
this has been fantastic. I
was
feel
great.
like just hearing your answers, I feel like even I gained some perspective and a little more
fantastic.
fonder appreciation for what you're doing and
Wow.
just the scene itself in comedy.
Wow.
Yeah, she keeps going. That Owen Wilson is pretty good. You got it. Listen, I can.
I feel like I've been given permission now. So it's
Listen,
like
I love your voice. Your voice belongs on radio or some
Wow,
sort of audio.
It's like I'm a voice
She was a
actor.
voice
We didn't
actor.
even
Oh,
touch
okay.
on
Yeah.
that.
We
I
actually
wanted
didn't
We
even
didn't
really
even
get
touch
to
on
it.
that.
Okay.
That's fine.
Like if I had to watch the three of you on like a morning show, I would be down for that.
Yeah?
Like watch you guys like talk about morning topics and shit.
you.
Like you know what I mean? Like
What do you want me to talk
fashion
about? Wow,
and like
wow.
traffic and like
Wow.
important subjects of the world. Yeah, or like some quick like Owen
Here's
Wilson
your
references.
story of the
Wilson
day.
with Connie Fernandez. Wow. Back to you, John.
Yes. Thank you to Tammy for joining us again. Tammy, we thank you. She is our honorary co-host guest here for Women's Month in our celebration of it. Jack, it's been forever since I've seen you, but according to these podcast episodes, there's only been like 2 that I haven't seen.
It feels like forever.
What's going on here, guys?
That's why you haven't fucking seen me.
Right. I don't know if it's been a while or it was recent, whatever it is, but I'm just glad
Yeah.
to see you again, my friend,
Yeah,
honestly.
one day we'll find the lost tapes. It's good to see you too.
Yeah, don't worry. Hey, Batman's on the job.
Batman's
That's
on
all
the
I'm going to
job?
say. Batman's on the job.
That Uncle Scotchy episode needs to come out.
I know.
That's-
Let's not listen. The Magician still hurts my heart.
You lost the magician episode. Go
Let's-
fuck
let's-
yourself,
Oh,
John.
I know.
What?
I know. Did Walter pay you to say that one?
No. That was such a good episode.
Shout out to Walter.
Tammy, really quick, where can people follow you again and check out some of your music?
I am Tammy Unlimited at IG on IG.
Okay. We heard some of your music opening up the show. It had some Sade feel. I felt very like
That
relaxed.
was her
and
music. It
that
was
some.
super chill. We were doing a
Yeah.
vibe dance. We were doing a vibe dance.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Is that coming off the new project too?
Yes.
Oh wow, people, you guys got to check out her new project. I've already heard 3 bangers. I'm not even lying. Yamari, thank you so much for doing this again, man. You are the man. You are the myth. You are the legend.
Yes.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
That's right.
In Birkenstocks.
That's right. I am John
Can't let
Everyman.
it
Get
go.
off my Birkenstocks.
I can't let it go.
I mean, he's got that vibe.
It's all vibe.
Yeah, it says hippie to me. Guys, check out this episode like many other ones.
It's all falling apart. All right, guys.
I'm waiting for that Kango hat, by the way.
Oh.
So guys, check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify,
Check us out on Twitter, at Real Donald Trump.
Yeah,
Oh,
on
shit.
Twitter, TikTok, all
We,
that stuff.
we took his Twitter handle after he got banned. At Real Donald Trump for the Everyman podcast
He
show.
did,
Oh
he
yeah,
did
they
say
listened. We
some,
did that.
Not a lot, but a great deal. It's very Trumpian.
Guys,
Anyway.
Everyman Podcast Show is the link. Check it out, everymanpodcast.show, everymanpodcastshow.com. Social media, it's Everyman Podcast Show. Again, thank you to the crew for being here.
It's me, I'm the crew.
YouTube, like and subscribe, people. You see that little logo popping up on your screen there. Like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next episode, people. Peace out!
Higher than I've ever been. Wiped off my tears, but allowed me to cry. Made me comfortable in my own skin. Baked apples and
They said they ain't cutting the lights off. Okay, I was just making
You don't
sure.
pay me enough.
Yeah, the sound guy says it's over. Fuck you. I don't even care if I got nothing to do with the electricity. I'm just out of here.